Since 2025, getting your property officially classified has become more important than ever. The tax system for holiday rentals in France has changed, and without classification, you no longer qualify for the higher tax allowance. In other words, even if you rent only occasionally, not being classified can have a real impact on your income because you automatically fall into the less favorable tax bracket. I'll explain more about those tax regimes in another video, but here's what you need to know about the classification itself. We are Fleur-sur-Mer and we help foreign homeowners manage their second homes here on the Côte d'Azur. These videos are all about giving you straightforward information so you can rent out your home with confidence. A Meublé de Tourisme classification is an official inspection for your property by an accredited organization such as Atout France or one of their approved partners. It's not the same as registration with your local town hall. That's the legal declaration. The classification is a separate voluntary step that gives your rental an official star rating from 1 to 5 stars. And don't worry, this is purely administrative. It doesn't change the value of your home or how much you choose to rent it for. In fact, the classification isn't even publicly visible anywhere, so you don't need to rebuild your kitchen or get new furniture. The inspector simply checks what's already there: the size and comfort of the rooms, the quality of furniture and bedding, whether there's heating or air conditioning, the level of equipment in the kitchen, and practical details like Wi Fi, lighting, and safety features. Each element earns you points, and the final score determines whether your property is rated 1, 2, 4, or 5 stars. Once approved, you receive a certificate that's valid for 5 years, and you can include that classification number in your rental adverts if you like. No obligation. Now, why does it matter? Because a classified rental qualifies for the 50% tax allowance under the new micro-peak system, instead of just the 30% without it. That's quite a difference, and it can really affect your overall rental income and what you keep at the end of the season. So if you want to understand more on how these numbers work in practice, I'll explain that in detail in this video. It can also slightly lower your tourist tax rate because the taxe de séjour is calculated per person per night, and classified properties often fall into a more favorable band. And with the tourist tax in some areas exceeding €6 per person per night, even a small reduction is definitely a welcome one. To apply, you simply contact an approved inspection body. You can find the full list on Atout France website, see the link below, and you book an appointment. The inspection usually takes an hour, and the cost is generally between 150 and €250, depending on the size of your property. A few days later, you'll receive your report and your official certificate. So, to recap: 1. Since 2025, classification really matters for your taxes. 2. It doesn't change your home at all, it's just an administrative rating. 3. It's valid for 5 years and unlocks the 50% microbeek. And 4. It can also improve your tourist tax rate. If you'd like to see exactly how this classification affects your microbeek taxation in numbers, click the link right below. You'll also find a short summary of today's information in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.